Hello, scrapbookers. This is Megan, and I am back today with a Scrappy challenge. For this week's Scrappy challenge layout, we are challenging everyone to scrapbook an inanimate object. And for this layout, I decided to scrapbook this picture of my stuff all packed and ready to go to a little weekend retreat that I went to in April. And I know it's not quite what you would think about when you think of inanimate objects, but I figured there's no people in this photo and it's all things. So that's why I decided to scrapbook this picture. You will have seen the layout that I am scrap lifting for this one. I wanted this layout to be very simple, and so I turned to Pinterest and I picked one that was very, very simple. And here I am pulling out a bunch of pink papers and scrap pieces of paper because I have boys, so I don't usually scrapbook a whole lot of girly colors with my boys. I will use, pinks every now and then, but not on a whole layout. So my idea with this layout was to kind of go a little bit girly since it's going to be a layout about me. So here I just decided to pull out a bunch of different scrap pieces of paper, and now I'm trying to figure out exactly which paper I want to use for the background. So I have a few different ones that I'm pulling out here and just setting aside, and I wanted to make sure that the background wasn't too busy. I wanted it to be a very simple pattern because I wanted the focus really to be the photo. So I did pull out this burlap one. It's a diagonal striped burlap, and I ended up really liking that one the best. Then I have all of these branding strips that I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to pull those and use those. So here I'm just trying to decide which branding strips I wanted to use exactly. I have the 6x6 Craft Market paper pad that I was thinking, well, maybe I'll pull from that and do a little bit of embellishing and cutting up of those papers, but I decided I didn't really like any of the papers from that. So here I'm just kind of placing things around and trying to get a feel for what I want it to look like. So the layout that I'm scrap lifting had a couple different pieces of scraps around the layout, and so here I'm cutting it, and I was thinking I would have it sideways, but then I decided, I don't really like the way that looks because the tag had words written on it, and I wanted to be able to read the tag, so I decided to flip it right side up. Then here I'm just kind of flipping between different papers and different patterns, trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. I did decide that I want to back the photo on a kind of light blue piece of paper. So I did pull that from the 6x6 pad from the Craft Market collection. And then here I am trying to decide which one of these elements I wanted to use as the little pretty embellishment piece to the right of the photo. And I did make that one that I have there next to the photo right now. I made that one myself, and I really do like it, but it just wasn't going to fit there. It needed to be a little bit more simple than that one, and so I am going to switch it back with that tag that has the layered pieces, and I believe that is from the Craft Market collection. Okay, so here I pulled out this paper. I believe this is from the Chamel collection, and this is one of my absolute favorite papers from her collection. I think this was her first collection, I want to say. And I wish I had the paper with me still, but I don't have it. So here I'm just cutting it up. I really liked the gold mixed in with the pink, And then here I'm also going to cut this branding strip that has the hearts on it, and I'm going to cut it into a banner because in the inspiration piece, or the layout that I'm scrap lifting, it had the piece of paper cut into a banner. So I'm going to glue those down, and I'm just going to start gluing everything down here. That layered tag had a pop dot on the back of it, so I just stuck that down, and I'm putting the photo down, and here I'm going to just round one of those corners on that Chamel paper. Now here I have one of these sponges, and these are from Close to My Heart. I decided to cut it up into 1/8, and I'm going to use this as my little sponging tool or inking tool. So I'm just inking the edges, and I believe that this is with Close to My Heart Smoothie ink. I'm a huge Close to My Heart fan. I love Close to My Heart. So you will see that I often will use a lot of their products. So I didn't ink the edges on a lot of these papers. Well, I guess just those two pieces of paper, the little banner strip and then the photo paper. So I did have to pull them up. And now I'm inking all of them and then gluing them back down. And I'm making sure that everything is the same height, because that was one thing that I did like about the layout that I wanted to make sure that I continued into mine. Now the scrap lifted layout also had a piece of washi tape, so I am also going to use some washi tape. And here I was trying to rip it a little bit, like I did it the wrong direction before. I didn't want it to be going the direction I ripped it, so I decided to just scrap that piece. I still actually have it hanging above my desk. I just stuck it to my shelf. And then I'm going to just wrap the piece, the excess, around the back. So here I'm just inking up the edges on that branding strip. Now I'm going to glue down the rest of these papers and then straighten everything out. A few pieces were a little bit crooked, so now here I did that other piece of washi tape up on the top, and now I'm thinking, okay, I need to take up, there's like a little teeny tiny piece that I needed in that right hand corner. So here I'm going to cut up a couple pieces. This one I had previously inked with black ink, and the smoothie, this kind of pinkish reddish color, wasn't enough. Like you could still see the black. So I had to like cut up a couple different pieces, because one of the sides you could see the black and the other one you couldn't, and so it was a whole ordeal. But finally I get it to where it looks good. So I'm just going to glue these pieces together, and then I'm going to ink the edges, and then also I'm going to round the corners. And then, let's see, next up I need to find another piece of paper to go there on the right hand side. And I was thinking for a minute that I could use that floral embellishment piece or die cut piece, but it just didn't really fit there. I did have this, I think this is Chamel again. No, you know what? This is Craft Market. And it had the little corner of gold, and I just thought that would be perfect, because then both sides, the left and the right, would have a little bit of gold on the papers. And so I cut it up and then inked the edges, and now I'm going to glue it down. This layout was actually really quick. I believe, well, it might have actually taken me 50 minutes, just because doing the title kind of took a long time, because it's kind of a long title. So here I am inking the edges of that tag, which I forgot to do, and then I decided to put a little bit more glue on it just to make sure it would stay down forever. So I used my glue Zots for that. I tried to fit in this floral die cut again, didn't really work any of the places, so I just set it aside. Now here I am trying to decide which alphas I want to use, which thickers. So I pulled out a couple different colors, And so I pulled out this pink, this gold, and I think there was another one. But I'm going to cut up some wax paper, and I'm going to end up deciding to go with this gold. So I'm pulling it out of the package, and then I'm going to start writing out the title, which is going to be All Packed and Ready to Go. So I'm actually going to use both of these alphas that you see here, this gold one and then this pink one. The pink one is from Jelly Bean Soup, and the gold one is American Craft Thickers. I'm not really sure which one they are. Let me see if I can find them really quick. Okay, I think these are them. It is Daiquiri from American Crafts, and they are just glitter foam thickers. And I really like this font. I think it's a really pretty font, and it works really perfect. I really like how the title just fit perfectly in those two spots where I had the banner and the washi tape. So now I'm just going to put the title down. I'm going to start down there at the bottom. And I was being very particular. I wanted it to just look perfect. This is one of the layouts. Like, I'm always like that. Every layout has to be perfect, right? But layouts like this that are on a grid design, normally I like them to be pretty straight and even and everything. I should try doing a grid layout that's just crazy and chaotic, right? It would probably drive me crazy. Okay, but this is the end. I'm just going to finish putting the title on. I do put the word "and" in that pink block, and then I am going to kind of ink up the word "and" because it kind of blended in with the cardstock. So I'm going to ink it up a little bit with some smoothie, and then that is going to be the end of the layout. Oh, and I do put the date on it, and it was April 14th, 2016. I'm going to put it in 2 spots, and then that is going to be the end of the layout. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope that you will go and watch the other ladies' videos. And if you aren't already a member of our Facebook group, please come on over. It's just called Scrappy Challenges on Facebook. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful Sunday, and we will be back next week with another challenge. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great Sunday. Bye.